Hey guys, this is Kerri with Cricketer.com. Thanks for watching another one of our videos. Today we're going to be making pocket pillows. If you haven't heard of those yet, this is what a pocket pillow looks like. I buy the pillowcases empty. They're usually around like $5-6 a piece. And there's a big pocket on the inside so you can store stuff like books or remotes. The ones that I've been making have said people's names followed by the word spot. So like Grandma spot, Dad spot, Mom spot. Today we're going to be making Mimi's spot, and it's going to say remote here and snacks here. So let's get started. We're going to go to Design Space on the computer, and we're going to start designing it.
Alright, so here we are on our canvas in Design Space. I've made these pillows before, that's why I have a bunch of them pre-designed over here. These are all ones that I've made. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over here to text, and we're going to make a text box that says Mimi's spot. Now I want to change the font to Flower Bloom. This is one of my favorite fonts. It is one that I get from Fabrica.com. I subscribe to their monthly all-access plan, so I get unlimited access to everything on their website. So I really like their fonts. This is one of my favorite ones, and I've been using it for this project. So I typed in Mimi's spot, and now I want to connect my cursive. So we can go up here to ungroup. This is going to separate our letters. Then I can just drag the T over and the S. Just put everything right where I want it. When we're all done with that, we can highlight it and weld it. And what this does is it connects your pieces again. So before it was one big word, then we ungrouped it so we can move the letters around. Now we get them right where we want them. We can make this one big welded piece. Now I want it to say remote here, snacks here. This is something interesting. So right now I want to know what this font is that I use, but I welded it together. So a lot of people think that they can't figure out what it is, but if you come over here to where it's welded and if you click image info, it will tell you the font, which is Nicholas right here. So if I want to copy that, I'm going to go to text and type in remote here. And I'm going to change the font. Hide it on me again. Hello? Why does it keep putting it way at the bottom? Alright. Weld it. Weld it. Now we can move it a little bit closer. If I want to put in some hearts, I just go up to here, type in the word heart, find whatever one I like. We'll go with that one. And we can turn it using this arrow, spin it all around, drag it where I want it. Now I need to copy and paste it, or you can use this button right here that says duplicate. Now I can move this one. We have Mimi's spot remote here. The last thing I need to do is snacks here. I could just copy and paste this one. Now I don't want any of this stuff to print, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to save as and make just a new pocket pillow. So this one is going to be Mimi's. So we'll put Mimi pocket pillow. Now since I saved this as a new project, I can just go ahead and get rid of all this. But the reason that I keep all of these here is so when I go to make a pillow, let's say I'm making Mimi's pillow tonight, and I don't feel like redoing all of this, so I can just highlight this and duplicate it. And same with all these. Just saves time. But right now I'm going to get rid of all those and weld this together. Make sure we weld this whole piece together. And Mimi's spot is already welded. The next thing that we have to do is measure our pillow to figure out which size to make it.
So these are the pillows we're using. They're 16 inches long. When it says Mimi's spot, I'm probably going to do it about 9.5 inches. So that would be right about that wide. And then a lot of this is just kind of eyeballing it. So remote here would probably be 5.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do these both about 5 inches. Because you have to remember the pillow's going to puff out a little bit, and if you make it too big, I just worry that it's going to not fall in the right spot. So do 5 inches for both.
So we come back to our computer, we're going to highlight Mimi's spot, and we're going to shrink the size down to about 9-ish, maybe a little bit smaller. We'll do 9. And then remote here is going to be about 5, a little teeny bigger, 5.2. Alright, I think that looks good. So then we just have to go over to this big green Make It button, click that. Since this is getting ironed on, we need to make sure that we mirror the image. Anytime we use heat transfer vinyl on fabric, you have to mirror it. So that just flips it around. Then we have to cut our vinyl, so we need a piece that's 7 by 12 inches. So now we can get our vinyl and our cutter.
This is the cutter made by Cricut. It comes with the bundle, or you can buy it separately. This swings out open. And then you take your vinyl. Doesn't matter which way you put it in. And I want to line it up with the number 7. This is the piece of vinyl. One side is shiny, one side is matte, so I need to make sure I put shiny side down. I'm going to use Strong Grip. This is an older mat too, so it's not super sticky. You want to line it in the top left-hand corner, and then just smooth it down flat. You can open up your machine. Make sure that there's nothing in front or behind the machine when it's cutting. And then you want to make sure that you set your material to iron on. Load your machine into the mat. Make sure you slide it under the little tabs. Push a blinking double arrow. And then when it's ready, this C will start blinking. So push that. Double check, make sure you mirrored it. And then you wait a few minutes for it to finish cutting. Our machine is all done printing, so now we can unload it by pushing the blinking double arrow. I always start weeding in the top upper left-hand corner. So I can just hold it up and double check. This is what it looks like. Yeah, it looks good to me. So now we can take our scissors, and I'm going to cut out Mimi's spot. And I'm going to cut out snacks here, remote here. Now I can get my pillow. And line everything up where I think it should go. So I learned through trial and error not to put your words way up high, because what happens is when your pillow has the stuffing in it, it makes it poof out more. And my words ended up being like kind of hard to read because it was on the top of the pillow where it curved. So I think like right near the middle is best. And put this one over here. This one over here. Super cute. So before we heat press it, we have to put something in between the layers, because what happens with these pockets is sometimes they melt in the heat press. So take your Teflon sheet. You're going to need a couple of them. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep this layer from melting onto that layer. You don't have to use Teflon sheet for this. You could just use like a shirt or a towel or anything really that's flat. Now I'm opening up the inside layer and peeling it apart. It already is a little stuck together. So we don't want this to get melted into one piece. So I'm going to stick another piece of Teflon sheet inside. This is really important. I have totally ruined pillows by not putting something inside of them when I heat press them. And that's why it's great to watch these videos, because then you can learn from my mistakes and I'll tell you what to do and what not to do. Don't put your letters too high. It's pretty smooth. I want it to be as flat as possible, because when it goes in the heat press, you don't want any weird bumps. I think that's perfect. And then you're going to need a third one to go over the whole thing. It's going to go like this. And then you're going to have to heat press it. So let's move on over to the heat press. This is the heat press that I use. It's a 5-in-1 swing away. So instead of opening up like a clamshell, it swings out. I think this is so much safer. This gets burning hot. Right now I have it set to 305 degrees. So you do not want to touch that on accident. That's why I keep it up high in a cart. I never want my kids to be around it. And just while we're speaking safety, I always keep one of these right within arm's reach. We're going to take our pillow and put it up on the heat press and put it right in the middle. And this is when you just want to double check and make sure that everything is where you want it, that everything is center. And then we take our Teflon sheet and put it over the top. Swing this around. And now we need to clamp it down. Right now it feels a little loose to me, so I can tighten the tension right here by turning it to the right. You want to have really good pressure. So I'm heating it at 305 degrees for 15 seconds. Now we can pull it up and carefully swing it away. Take this off, just place it down. Now you want to make sure that your vinyl is all the way through, that you can see like the impressions from the fabric. It's starting to peel off the pillow when I pull up the carrier sheet, so I'm going to reheat it. I think it needs a little bit more time. Sometimes when it's not super flat, like we have a couple things inside of it, it can affect the way it heats. So that should be done. I'm just going to let it cool down a little bit before I peel it. That's what it looks like. Really, really cute. The last thing that we have to do is stuff it. So we'll get our pillows. So the pillows that I use are 16-inch pillows, so you have to make sure that the inserts you buy are also for 16-inch pillows. If you try to put a 12-inch insert in, it's not going to fit. That seems obvious. You can also buy stuffing in big bags. I find this to be the cheapest, easiest way, and these are actually really nice pillows. So I get these at Ocean State Job Lot. I know a lot of you might not have those around, but they're just decorative throw pillows. I look for them on sale like last year around Christmas time. I saw that Family Dollar had a bunch of Christmas prints that were marked like 75% off, so I bought all of their Christmas pillows just because I stuff them in a pillow and give them away. So I don't really care what they look like as long as it's got the stuffing I need in the right size. So I get these at Job Lot. They're $10 for 2 of them, so $5 a piece. I don't usually find pillows much cheaper than that. So I think it's a pretty good deal. So these are $5, these are $5. So you're talking at least $10 in material. I would sell these for probably at least $25. Especially around the holidays when everybody really wants something unique and custom and special. Alright, so I'm going to peel this off and hope the vinyl doesn't come up. I'm going to turn my heat press off because we're done with that for now. And there you have it. If you wanted to sell these too, if you sell them with just the pillowcase and not this big huge insert, you'll save a ton of money in shipping. So you'll just have to charge people less, but in the long run it might be worth it. I know that to ship these it'd probably be at least $10, where if you just have to ship it in an envelope, I'd be surprised if it costs more than $4 or $5 to ship a pillowcase. These pillows are really ruffled on one side, so I'm going to make sure that I put the ruffled side toward the back. I don't want it to look bumpy. And there we have it. Mimi spot, snacks here, remotes here. I hope all of you really enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful and learned some good tips. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.